What up, though, everybody? It's your boy Chef Hero tapping in with y'all, man. Listen, man, we about to get into some good breakdowns for the new Ultra Half Corrupted Fusion ZAMASU. He just entered into the game, as well as we're going to get into some of the equipment that's releasing today as well. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. I'm gonna try to make this a quick video. I ain't gonna try to be too long, but we're just gonna look at the stats. First off, let me say this too before I jump in. Am I excited about this character? Does the character look nice? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? On paper, he looks pretty toxic. I can say that. But to answer that first question that I asked, I'm not too excited. I'm going to summon on him. Yes, I'm going to summon him. I'm okay with just one copy, honestly, because I was feeling like this time around would have been Ultra Trunks, honestly. Trunks hasn't been given too much love, but I get it. They just dropped the free Trunks. You know, whoop the fucking do. Don't nobody really care about that. But if you looked at, like I said, the trajectory that we were on, we were in a movies saga campaign. But even though we were in a movies saga campaign, you got to realize that we were in a movies powerful opponent campaign. And then that translated over, oh yeah, we're in future now. Because if you think about who got buffed in that movies, we got Android 13, powerful opponent. We got Tag 14, 15, powerful opponent. We got Nova Shinron Zenkai, powerful opponent. Transfer over now. Now we're in a future campaign. Now, yes, future holds a lot of different tags. But we're not getting a future hybrids. Right? We're not getting that. We're getting a future powerful opponent God key. That's just what it is. So, do I feel a certain type of way about this guy on screen? I do. Is he probably well overdue? Yeah, I'm not saying that he isn't, but I feel like me as a player, I would have loved to see Trunks. You know what I mean? Like, I got Trunks in the background on this picture right there. That's Trunks. So I know for sure next time they do a future campaign, Trunks is probably going to be the Ultra. But without further ado, I know I was going to make this a short video, but let's just jump right into it. So this is his, let's just go ahead and put max display. So he's getting almost 207 million, a little bit over 206 million health. His defensive stats looks pretty good for an Ultra character, I'm not gonna lie. And he's healing. He got a lot of ways to get some health. His strike, he's a strike unit, so I mean he's not gonna be doing too much blast. He's off by like 7,000, 7 and some change maybe. So we know he's a strike unit. Let's go look at his arts cards. He has feint, 5% chance feint on his strike. So that's kind of like the Trunks that came out that had endurance last year, the red Trunks from the Cell Saga. So inflict enemy with feint, 5% chance. He has a blast armor. He has a basic blast. He does massive damage on his blue card. On activation, special damage move plus 60% per 3 timer counts. Enemy Dragon Ball -1 for 2 times. On hit, inflict enemy with heavy bleed, toxic shit. Inflict enemy with strong poison, that's also toxic shit. And he has a blast armor with this. He has a regular green, well not, he has a melee green. It's not, I thought earlier in my other video that he had an AoE, but it's a regular melee green. So on the activation, he gets plus 50% to key. He gets damage plus 30, so for 10 timer counts, and he protects his hand for 5 timer counts. And then on hit, draws the next arts card, nullify special cover chains for 5 timer counts. So he's getting cover null on his green cards, which is good, and he can combo to anything with this green card on blast cover. I mean on blast armor strike. His ultimate deals supreme explode damage on activation, ultimate damage plus 50%, 3 timer counts, nullify endurance for 5 timer counts. On hit, destroys entire enemy's hand, prevent all enemy switching for 5 timer counts. blast armor when charging forward. That's pretty nice. Let's go to his ability, main. Destroy 2 cards, then draws 1 card each of the special and ultimate arts, plus 40% to health, plus 40% to key damage, plus 30% for 30 counts. Is crazy. All uncancelable. Cancel attribute downgrades in abnormal conditions. Let's see what else. Of course, he's giving, if he's in the leader slot, 30% uncancelable damage and key recovery. If he's not the leader, he's getting plus 5% uncancelable to allies, support members, and 5% uncancelable key. Let's see. He's buffing tag, future and powerful opponent, base strike 42%, base strike defense 42%, and ultimate awaken damage plus 5%. He has 300% damage guard right off his starter ability. I mean, not getting damage guard, but just damage, 300% damage. He has 200% damage guard and key recovery plus 50, draw speed plus 1, sub counts by -2, just off all uncancelable, just off his starter ability, which is crazy. Going down to his next main, on his final counter, he deals major damage to the enemy explode, also deals 100% of the damage to enemy standby members. Inflict all enemy with 3 things. Toxic. 3 ways to inflict toxic. Heavy bleed, strong poison, and paralyzation. 100% chance. That's on his final counter. So when he dies, this goes off. On battle entry, draw 1 card if handed has 3 or fewer. Key, nullify damage received element disadvantage for 5 timer counts. Nullify attribute downgrades for 5 timer counts, and all enemy draw speed -1 for 5 timer counts. That's just on battle entry. So he's doing this all on entry. On the arts cards used, activation resets. So this happens on reset every time you swap out. Unique gauge plus 20% plus 1 for 1 time. Damage plus 30 for 10 timer counts. Nullify special cover change for 5 times. So he has this on entry and on his green cards. It activates 1 time. When hit by an enemy arts 1 time, activation resets or switch when unique gauge is full. Damage guard plus 30. So he's stacking up damage guard plus 10 for 10 timer counts, and enemy key -30. Also of health, so he has a disrupt at 50% health or lower. Unique gauge charge rate plus 200 for 20 timer counts. Non-stacking ally sub counts -2. Destroys 2 enemy cards and activation reswitch. So he can just continuously keep doing this. When on battlefield and the ally is prevented from switching 2 times, seal enemy strike, blast, special move parts for 3 times for 3 timer counts. This happens twice. So he does have a limit to this. So be mindful of that. While not defeated, an enemy activates an ultimate awaken rising rush minus sub count -10. Cancel all enemy buff effects 1 time. So he has special cover change on strikes. It's combo with the blue. His unique gauge, let's just talk about this real quick. So he has a counter type, and he starts off as a counter type. And you have a 50% charge rate auto counter type B, which I'm pretty sure type B is time type, if I'm not mistaken. Counter type, when hit by a counterable attack, deals mass damage to the enemy impact. Switch to time type. Counterable attacks, forward charging ultimate arts, and awakening rising rush. So that's what activates his counter type. When unique gauge becomes full or auto counter is activation health plus 20. So he's gaining more health, he's gaining more key. He got 20% crit rate uncancelable for 10 counts. He got draw speed plus 1 for 10 timer counts, uncancelable. Nullify element at disadvantage, so he goes advantageous for 5 counts. Nullify attribute downgrades in abnormal conditions for 5 counts. Cancelable all attribute downgrades. While on the battlefield, consume entirely auto counter gauge, activation entirely when unique gauge is full. Like I said, he's pretty nasty. We're going to see. Hopefully we can get him. We will be going and doing summons for this guy. Right now I'm only at 4,000 CC, but hey, it is what it is. Let's go look at some of the equipments that's dropping. So here we have a future. They're giving any future tag can run this. So it's giving 25% blast and strike for slot 2 and 3, and then slot 1 it's giving both 15% to both defenses, which is not bad. So this is just a good baseline stat equipment. Then they have another equipment that just came out for ZAMASU. So he has base strike plus 20, base blast plus 20%. And then he's also giving basically slot 1 and slot 2 offense and defense, same amount of numbers. And then the special move damage plus 10%, which is not bad. Just not bad at all. And I believe Android A21 is getting one as well. So this is her unique equip. So slot 1, she's getting 20% health, base strike attack 90%, which is not bad. Base blast attack 110. Wow. Base strike defense and blast defense both 100%. Slot 2, inflict damage 100 up to 150. Damage guard 100%. Base key recovery plus 50. Restore its own health by 10% when this character enters the battlefield. So you will want to be swapping out to her pretty good. Let's see. Her slot 3, on battlefield entry, the following effects occur: nullify special cover change. So she got nullify and cover change for 5 timer counts plus key plus 70. On cover change, enemy key minus 50. So she has a disrupt on this, and it's not uncancelable because it's only equipment. So when not defeated, an enemy activates rise and rush, cancel enemy buff effects 1 time. So that is her. She's going to be getting that. And then let's move over to this equipment. Future purple. So you'll be wanting to run this on any purple future character. You got base health for slot 1. Slot 2, you're getting 12% to special move, and you're getting 12% to ultimate damage, which is not bad. Base strike is 36%, which is pretty odd. Might as well just said 40. Fuck it. Might as well just went up 4 more. What's that? But yeah, that's that. And then now let's look at what we all came here for, which he's been in the game for 9 months. This LF came out earlier this year and he's already getting unique, which is crazy. Well, without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Base health, slot 1, 20%, which is not bad. Base strike defense, 50%. Base strike blast defense plus 50%. Damage guard, 90%. So he's going to be really tanky. He was supposed to be a hybrid offensive defensive character, and he kind of hit the mark a little bit, but sometimes he didn't. So I believe that this slot 1 is pretty good for him. Slot 2, inflict damage plus 70%. This is where the offense is coming in. Base strike plus 50, blast plus 50. When hit by an enemy arts, if own health is below 50, restore health by 20% activates 1 time only. That's not bad. So that's giving him more survivability, chances to survive, plus with the supporters, if you know, stuff like that, if you're running Dende. But let's see. That's not bad. His slot 3, on battlefield entry, the following effects occur: draw 1 card if hand is fewer, he needed that. Nullify special cover change on entry, so that's perfect. On battle entry, so he has battle entry, 5 counts, so that's perfect. When sustained damage type unique gauge is consumed, ally sub counts -3. On special arts use, if unique gauge is attack type, nullify attributes for 5 counts. So he has some slight disruption here, and he has some slight sub count manipulation, which is not bad for our allies. This is not a bad equip. Like I said, he's a newer character, so I wouldn't expect him to go all out, but this is some of the bare necessities that he needed for the LF ZAMASU that came out this year. So if you like this video, subscribe, stick around pretty soon, because we will be summoning for the new Ultra corrupted ZAMASU. And you know, without further ado, y'all take it easy. Peace.